Kathy Brinkmeier, your child's kindergarten teacher at Spencer Trail. I'd like to give each and every one of you a very warm welcome to our school. We're looking forward to a wonderful year together. This orientation video is meant to make your transition and preparing for school a little bit easier and go over some of the common questions you may have as we get started for the year. I have a whole bunch of notes I'm going to be going over, starting with a little bit about myself. This is my 26th year of teaching. I've been a kindergarten classroom teacher for many years. I've also been the kindergarten reading specialist. I've taught 4th grade, 3rd grade, and 1st grade, and I've enjoyed each and every one of them. I have 2 children. We live in Downers Grove. During the summertime, we're outside together at the lake and playing different sports. Kate is a freshman in college this year, and my son Dominic is a sophomore in high school. Something about our classroom that's super important. I love organization, and I think it's one of the best foundational skills to teach our young learners at this age to set them up for success in not only their school career, but in life also. So a lot of the things I'll be asking you and your child to do will help foster to build independence and also learn what organization looks like, what does it sound like, how do we do it, and practicing those skills throughout the year. My classroom is very structured, it's routined, it's organized, and it's procedured, meaning that we will learn procedures and we're going to learn skills and routines, and we're going to continue to build off of those. So as we're learning new concepts and skills, those procedures and routines will stay the same. We might add a few steps to it each time, but we're isolating that new information. I feel like this creates a smooth educational process, and it's not only for our children, but it's for us too as busy parents. If you are new to Spencer Trail, you will notice that our building is divided into different colors, and that's for ease of use and teaching your young ones how to navigate the building as we are traveling to and from specials. So we have the green neighborhood, the yellow, the red, the blue neighborhood. We have our office area, we have the gym, library, and as we're moving as a class down the hallway, they'll become more familiar as we travel through the different colors. And it also helps make the big building seem a little bit smaller and a little bit more like home. Our school year, if you are in the AM session, our time is 8:25 to 10:55 a.m. and PM is 12:20 to 2:50. Something very important is being up to date with all the communication. We have lots of special events that happen during the school year, and as well as exciting things that we're doing in our classroom that we want to share with you. You will be checking the website frequently, not only the Spencer Trail website, but the district office website. In fact, 99% of the information that you will need, you can check the Spencer Trail website. Our weekly communications will be posted there, as well as monthly communications from the office also. And then I will be emailing you a weekly classroom newsletter. So if you have a question, check the website and also check those emails that we send out. So in those new newsletters, I like to keep you up to date of most of the activities that are up and coming. Communication, super important. Feel free to call me at any time with any questions or concerns that you may have. Also emailing, probably a lot easier and faster for me to respond because I can quickly get back to you via email versus phone. So either are fine, whatever is most convenient to you. And then if you ever have a transportation change for your child, let's say that they are a busser and they need to be picked up in the office, always call the office. We've had the situation where that backpack becomes a black hole and a single note that is sent to school sometimes doesn't make it to me. We want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. So always be sure to call the office, and I'd also appreciate an email letting me know if your child's leaving early or if they're not going to be here. That's also super helpful. Transportation, speaking of that, is super important, and we want to make sure that all of our little ones are where they need to be at the right time and they're with the right people. Safety is number one for us. So with any changes in your child's regular and normal transportation schedule, make sure that you do call the office. We want to make sure that we're prepared for everything. And also, if you are picking up your child or if another emergency name person is listed that will be picking up your child, you always have to have your ID, and you will always be asked to provide that. Also mailed to you earlier, about a week ago, was the kindergarten questionnaire. There was a student letter that was for your child, and the kindergarten questionnaire was attached in there. It is, if you would fill that out and turn it into the orientation day bin in the classroom when you arrive on orientation day, that would be fantastic. That helps me get a sneak peek into things that will help me guide and nurture your child during the school year. Also, I did load my contacts with all of the emails that were listed in PowerSchool. However, I know not all of them are always listed on there. If there's an additional email that you would like submitted, make sure that you write that at the bottom of the kindergarten information sheet from the questionnaire so that you do receive the classroom newsletters and any important communication. The bulk of our communication does happen via email during the school year. Things to look forward to this year. I love this part. We're talking about building up our independence and building resiliency when things don't go the way that students expect it to. So in kindergarten, there are lots of new skills that we're going to be doing. And we want to make sure that our students are prepared, and we help model these new skills for them. We repeat them, and then we're going to gradually release that responsibility to them to do it on their own. Focusing in kindergarten, be able to listen clearly for directions is super important. In fact, now is a great time to start at home. Take a timer for 1 minute and just practice on focused attention, whether that's being focused for 1 minute and sharing a story together, or if you're practicing letter names or sounds or sight words, math topics also. You can increase that incrementally over the school year, and it just helps students learn what their body should look like and what it should sound like when they're truly being a good listener and they are truly focused. It'll make your job easier as parents too. So that, I think, is one of the biggest messages, is we are working to set your child up for success, not only educationally but in life, with some great foundational skills. During our school year, we have specials, so things like library and PE and art. Your child would be visiting those teachers. School supplies. On orientation day, you will come with your child during the time slot that you signed up for. Bring all of your supplies. Nothing needs to be labeled with names except for inside the backpack, write your child's name, and then also the folder. You want to make sure that they have their first and last name on their folder. And anything that you bring to the orientation day supply-wise, I'll have bins in my classroom and a few in the neighborhood to place all the different items. And we'll collect those. So don't worry about putting your name on that, only on the backpack and only on the folder. And be sure to bring your folder in your backpack home with you. Sometimes students forget that and they put it in their cubby and they don't have it for the first full day of school. Let's see. Oh, a quick note about supplies. So I do have scissors in my classroom. You don't have to purchase those. I have pencils in our classroom for us to use. And then I do know some classes, they do ask for a pencil box to be purchased. We don't use that in our classroom. We have bins for our supplies, and everything will be set for that. So no need to purchase an additional pencil box. And then when you do arrive for orientation day, something that's super important, look in the cubby in the mailbox area. We have 2 sessions. We have an AM session and a PM session. I want you to find the packet of information and the green bus tag that has your child's name on it. Make sure you take those things with you at the close of your orientation day session. So building responsibility in kindergarten is a big skill that we work on. It's one of our favorite things to work on in kindergarten. And one of the expectations I talk about in class is that we will have a daily take-home folder. I will teach students how to match the papers into the pockets. It's going to look ugly at the beginning, but that's okay because I want them to build up those independent skills. But when they get it home, it's their responsibility to bring their backpack to you, to open it up and take their folder out, and for them to share the folder with you, or to share special activities that they've worked on, go over their work with you, or if there's a special note that they need to share with you, make sure that they're doing that and they're building up that independent skill. So be sure to empty those folders every night. Okay, I think I got all of that. Looking at our behavior program, we have the CHAMPS program, and it's positive reinforcement. So in kindergarten, we do a lot of modeling. We do a lot of example work again and again and again. And then I ask students to join me and do those skills with me. And then I'll give them the first couple of steps, and then I want them to complete the last couple of steps. So that's a gradual release into independence. So we do model all of those behaviors, and we teach students exactly what their body should look and sound like. So we're teaching and reteaching those skills. One of the big messages we do send is that no one's perfect, and we make mistakes, and mistakes are one of our best teachers in how we learn very quickly in developing all of those skills. If there are any circumstances where I notice that your child is struggling more than what I would expect, I'd be in contact with you, and we can help bridge the school and the home connection with that, and provide any supports that your child might need in picking up those skills. Going back to that packet that's going to be in the cubby mailbox area, you will have temporary green clip-on name tags. And you take that home with you. Students are going to wear that to school and take it back home with them for about the first 2 to 3 weeks of school. Now, these are the alligator clips that pinch on and pinch off. So I teach them pull, pinch, release. We don't want them to tear their clothes or put any holes in it, but I do want them doing it. I know it's easier and faster at the start of the session to just do it for them, but they're going to be using this name tag throughout the entire year. They're going to clip it on, and they're going to unclip it when they are finished with specials. So anytime they go to see their other special teachers, they're going to have that name tag on. So after those 2 to 3 weeks are culminated of wearing it to and from school, and we're finished with that, I will keep them at school. And another great thing is, as students are learning what neighborhood they need to go to as they come off the bus or as they walk down from the car rider area, it helps our entire school staff know, okay, you go to the red neighborhood, you go to the yellow neighborhood, and it gives them a quick direction of where to go and exactly what they need. Water bottles. Students are welcome to bring a water bottle. Before you send one to school, please check. Take it, shake it, turn it upside down, make sure there are 0 leaks. We have lots and lots of leaks during the school year. So make sure that no matter how you manipulate it, however things are tumbled over, that the water stays within the water bottle. We would super appreciate that. And in the same line of thought with that, please make sure it's only water. We've had some instances where students have had juice and other things in there, and everything in their backpack is completely sticky and destroyed, and it makes it for a tough cleanup. They can also bring their water bottle to PE with them. And just as a reminder, we don't have any food snack breaks here, but students do have access to their water all throughout the day. And we have a water fountain here if they don't bring one. And then also they can refill their water bottles as they're in class and they finish them. We love recess, and we love to get outside for recess during most days of the school week. We are outside with good weather. When it becomes inclement, where we have rain, or if it is really cold outside in the wintertime, then we will have indoor recess, and I have lots of different games and activities for them to play with. One more thing about outside recess. Closed-toed shoes are fantastic. We have wood chips in the back, and we've seen some gory injuries where the wood chips have pierced skin, toes, and some cuts in that realm when students are wearing sandals or even Crocs. Because they're foam, the wood chips, they go right up through the foam, and some students have had foot injuries with that. Sometimes there might be a little uncertainty about riding the bus for the first time, and we want to reassure both parents and students that we have a great system set up for you. When students are in the classroom here, we will divide out into our different bus groups, and then I will take students and I will put them in the hallway in the green neighborhood, and they will be with all of their bus friends from the green neighborhood. And then we will have an announcement made. They're calling a certain bus to be loaded. A teacher will bring that whole line down. They will walk them to the bus, showing students where it's at, and then there's somebody there with a clipboard, and then we're going to check the bus tag, and we are going to check them in. When you come on orientation day and you get a bus tag in addition to the clip-on tag, make sure that it's attached on that top handle only. Please don't put it anyplace else. When we're on bus duty, it makes it super fast just to grab it from the top. Those will remain on there for the entirety of the year, and if there are any changes, we always update that on there. In addition, any car riders, trailblazers, and ACEs students, they will also have bus tags on that top loop, and it just lets all of us know exactly what student needs to go where at the end of every session. As we practice those first few weeks with being guided to the bus, then we'll gradually release the responsibility to students, and we'll transition that to students where they have to tell us which direction they walk out of the neighborhood. Their bus will always be parked in the same spot for dismissal. Now, arrival is different because buses always arrive at different times, so it could line up anywhere in the front of Spencer Trail and the bus lane drop off over there. But dismissal, it'll always be in the same place. And always practice the bus number. So if it's bus 102 or 102, have your child practice 102, and they can find that listed on the outside of their bus. If you ever have any changes, please call transportation and the front office. And again, that black hole backpack, make sure that you contact the office and then send me an email too to let me know of any changes. Car riders, these are everyday car riders. They're the ones that are set up on specific days during the school week. You will go to the west lot. Our goal is a swift arrival and swift dismissal, and it's set up stadium style. If you hop onto Spencer Trail's website, you can see a diagram on there, and it will show you exactly how we feed into setup for drop-off and also for pickup. We are going to thank you in advance for your patience. The first couple of weeks, it does take a little bit of extra time, but then as we quickly acclimate to it, it becomes very quick. For the dismissal pickup, make sure that you do have your ID. And then a friendly reminder for everybody, our bus lane, that is always off limits when buses are unloading. And so if it's at the start of the session or the end of the session, we have spaces out front that you are welcome to park at. And if you are ever, let's say that you are arriving super late and there are buses in the front area, please only cross on the crosswalk. It's very difficult for our bus drivers to see if parents and students are squeezing between buses, and make sure that you escort your child over to the sidewalk area, please. Okay. And then this brings us down to health concerns, allergies, things like that. Make sure a school nurse has been contacted, and then she relays that information to me. And then physicals and any other forms that you need, make sure that it's been uploaded to PowerSchool. Talking about allergies and things like that, we have a wellness policy in place here at Spencer Trail. And friendly reminder that we do not celebrate with food treats for birthdays, so there will be no sharing of food or drinks during that time. If you do happen to send it to school, then I unfortunately have to send it back home, and we appreciate your understanding for that. We do celebrate birthdays, we have a crown, we sing, and you get announced, your name is announced over the announcements. Looking at our year, we're going to be practicing many different things and learning many skills. So literacy, we practice letter names and sounds, sight words. We are working on the foundational reading skills, and we make sure that all children are challenged wherever they may come into school. So if they don't know any of their letters or names, we're teaching it to them. If they're already reading, we're making sure that we're supporting that and challenging that and continuing that growth. We will also do a lot of hands-on math. I love making sure that our bodies are moving in our classroom and we're being active in our learning. Social studies and science, they usually reflect the seasons and the holidays that we are celebrating. Ames web testing will also happen this year. We'll look at things like letter names and letter sounds, and we'll just test for a quick minute how many letter names your child can read in a mixed up order, how many sounds they can push together in a mixed up order, and then later in the year there's segmenting and word reading that are incorporated into that. It is cold at Spencer Trail when the air conditioning is on, so tuck an extra sweatshirt or a sweater in the backpack that just stays there, and your child can pull it out whenever they may need. I think that is the bulk of what we need. So I'll have more information for you. I'll be emailing more information. Be sure to save it and be sure to look through everything. Most of your questions should be answered in those areas. And thank you for listening. And I'm looking forward to a great year with all of you. And following this, you're going to get to see a quick tour of our classroom. It is time for our tour. We are standing outside the green neighborhood. You can see the green lines. You can follow those lines up to the door. Every time you come to school at the start of your session, you will proceed through the door. And we're going to go and travel into the hallway where you will be lining up with our class and also the other classes from the green neighborhood. Now, on the right-hand side, you can see this is our wall, and that's where we're going to be lining up. You can see our bulletin board, and I'd love to give you a peek of our classroom. So you can see, you can find my name, so you know you're in the right place, you know what to look for. As we walk into the classroom, you can take a look at the flag. We're going to be saying the Pledge of Allegiance every day. As you travel around, immediately you will go into the cubby area. Now, you have a big cubby to put your backpack and coat, hang those up there, and then the small top part, you will place your folder every day. We have island table cubbies. We use that for work and projects that we like to continue our work on. Let's take a look at our carpet area. Now, this is an area too around the classroom. We do lots of hands-on activities. We like to move our bodies a lot. You can see some of the things that we'll be working on, including letter names and sounds, sight words, learning the basics of reading. Also, math will be hands-on. We have a calendar that we're going to be working on, books that we change out every single month. And then also one of the things that we like to do during the day, we like to go outside for recess, but sometimes when the weather doesn't work well, we are inside if it's rainy or when it gets super cold in the wintertime. So we have a kitchen with different kitchen toys, and then in the bins under this brown counter back here, all those bins are filled with different toys for recess. And I'm going to teach you how to play with those and how we use them in our classroom. We have a table for small group work together that I'll meet with my students. We have a projector. So here's a projector, and it works. It's almost like a movie maker. I will use it to put a picture onto the whiteboard, and that makes it very large so you can see what you are supposed to be working on at your table spot very easily. We have our tables, and you will have a supply bin at the table spot. You'll have an assigned seat where you get to sit every day. And let me take you to the bathroom. So this sink out here, we usually don't use this after the bathroom. That's for different projects that we have to clean up after. There's another sink inside the actual bathroom, and that's what we use to wash our hands. Something that you should be aware of, our toilet is auto flush, so it will flush all on its own, or if you wiggle around on there, it might flush in the middle of going to the bathroom, and that's okay. The sink is auto off, so don't worry, once you press it down, it will turn off on its own, and you will not flood the bathroom. You'll be just fine with that. Under the clock is a speaker. We'll listen to announcements every day. And then one more reminder, you will be here for Orientation Day. On that day, I will have bins all around my countertops, probably on some of the tables. There will be directions on what you need to do to unpack your supplies. So mom and dad, they'll help you a little bit, but it's your job to put everything. Most of it will be on the island table over here. So you're putting your crayons and your markers in the bins. No need to label any of those things. The only thing you need labeled will be your folder, and I'll put a couple extra markers and some examples out for you with that. And then you will also, in your cubby area, take a look, find the baggie and the name tag that has your name on it, and you're going to take that with you. You'll need that. Don't leave your backpack and don't leave your folder at school. You'll need to bring that for the first full day of school. I'm excited to see all of you, and I can't wait for a great year.